Yeah. Okay. So if you look at identifying key points, very important. Now you know that a lot of your schoolmates, maybe even your relative or even your friends, they have received their PSLE results, right? Yes or no? I have seen, a huge range, of their results. Okay. There was one student, yes, Tan QR. Who is Tan QR? Let me see. Thank you, R. I don't see your face. You need to turn on your camera and you need to rename yourself. Can you do that? Kai Shin. Okay. Yeah. Lisa, don't change your name again, okay? Like I cannot find you again. So can you turn on the camera also? It's important that you turn on the camera, compulsory also. Hello, Kai Shin. Right, handsome face, good. Yes, of course, there are people who scored AL1. Do you know that there was one student who shared with me? She got all AL1 for all subjects. So it's like a total AL4 only. Yeah, so it's like, wow, this person can go to any school she wants, right? Then another girl told me she has AL1 for science. So I asked her, what do you get for your total AL? You know what she told me? AL5. Okay, she was a very quiet girl in my class. Okay, but she does ask questions. She doesn't like to unmute herself to talk. She is very shy. Okay, usually very humble also. So she gave me a very, very big surprise when she got AL5 for all. Okay, not that I don't believe in her, but she doesn't appear to me like she's very sure or confident of herself. So what I wanted to say is, okay, you need not, show everybody, wow, you're very good. You can be a very silent worker, very hardworking on your own. And then you listen to what is being taught to you. You listen to the kind of questions that people ask, and then you absorb every piece of information. You might just be able to rise up to the occasion. You get what I mean or not? So it doesn't matter whether you are very weak in your science now, okay? Not a big issue. So long as you're willing to work hard, there is always a chance. Okay, so of course, we have students who are still weak. They join very, very, very late. They only join in maybe like September. Okay, so after the prelim, they started panicking. Then they quickly sign up for the tutorial. So they didn't have enough time because when you want to practice and improve, you also need this kind of time to practice a lot, right? Yeah. So there's improvement, okay, to the child's grade, but not able to get AL2 or AL1. However, the parents are already very happy. Okay, so we have good news. We have average students, we have very good students. Okay, so hopefully, they will still continue to do well in life. So do you all feel motivated hearing all this?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Okay, you have to ask me questions when you are not sure. Like, for example, I will see you typing in the chat. Did anyone fail? So far, I have not heard of anyone who failed. Anyway, do you know now the AL score, they do not classify any failures at all? Unless you are scoring, the maximum AL for all subjects, then that is classified as fail. Because there's always a stream for you to go through. Now there's G1, G2, G3. Do you all know what is G1, G2, and G3? Yes or no? Yeah, G3 is the express for secondary school. G3 is express for secondary school. G2 is normal academic. G1 is normal tech. So nowadays, you even can go to secondary school. Let's say you cannot do well in your language, like Chinese. So they can actually let you take express science, express mathematics, then express English, then maybe Chinese or the mother tongue is what you struggle with, right? You can go to an NA G2 so you take G2 Chinese or G2 mother tongue. Okay, so it doesn't really matter now. It's not like if you are in the express stream, everything must be express subjects. In the past, it's like that, right? Now things have changed because the government, MOE, they realize that students might not be very strong in languages or maybe not so strong in science, but good in other subjects. So why make them go to the easier stream when they can do some subjects at the express stream? Understand now? That is how swimming is like. Okay, so if you are not sure, you can always check with me. I have students who ask me, what are the schools for me to choose from? I have this list. Can you tell me which are better ones? Yeah, so I will give my opinion. But of course, the most important thing is you must like the school. Okay, number two, you have to make sure it is convenient for you to travel to the school. Right? What do I mean by that? You don't want to have to travel 1.5 hours to get to your secondary school, right? So every morning, you have to wake up at 5:30. You must leave by 6 o'clock. Then you reach at 7:30. And if you miss a bus, you are late for 5 minutes or you're slower for 5 minutes, you are considered late for school. Do you know that? And in secondary school, this is a very serious thing. And the worst is you accidentally left behind maybe your calculator or something at home. You have to turn back to retrieve it, right? Correct or not? You need it for the day, or it's a homework you need to submit. Do you have enough time to do all that? So you think about it. So these are the advice I give students. Okay. Then lastly, whatever results you obtain end of the day, right, doesn't define you. You can get all AL1. But if you don't work hard in secondary school, you think you still have chance to go to a good JC and you have a chance to get a good job? You think so? If I score AL1 for all subjects, then I'm so proud already. I don't want to study anymore. Do you think you can do well in life? No, of course not. Okay, so I have students who actually score like maybe AL20 total, okay, but already better than previous scores. So she was asking me how, Miss Day, I'm so disappointed, I'm so sad. Then I said, it doesn't define you. Just go to a school that is suited for you, work very hard. The most important thing in life, children, I tell my own children also, have I shared with you about my daughter and my son? Okay, when my daughter and my son, they were in primary school, my daughter can't count. Okay, she needs to use her finger to even add up to I think P4. She was still using her fingers to count, 10 plus 15, she has to count. Really, not kidding you. So initial part, I was very strict with her, I was very strict. I was very angry with her for not being able to count. But after that, I asked myself, what do I want in my children? I want them to have a good childhood. I want them to be happy. I never send them for tuition. Okay, they attended 0 tuition classes. I want to let them move at their own pace. So when my daughter came back, she scored 45 marks for mathematics. My son scored 90. Okay, one is P4, one is P2. So I praised my daughter. I said, marvelous, you did so well. You scored 20 in your last test. Now you score 45. You are so good. Then my son showed me 90 marks. You know what I said to him? You could have done better. You have not put in your best. So my son asked me, Tete only score 45 marks. You say she's good. I score 90 times 2 of her score. You said that I'm not good. Then I explained to him why. Because to me, effort is important. You have not put in any effort in your studies. Every day you just play your games. You don't even want to read through your notes. You don't want to practice anything. But Tete worked very, very hard. Every day she is practicing. So effort counts, okay? To me, it's always about effort, and it should be the same for you. Can? Okay, I'm going to start my lesson now because I've shared what I want to share with you. Yeah, Gordon, you remember, right? I said this story before, right? Yeah, I still remember this story because that also changed my daughter's life. All right. Since then, she strives very hard. Okay, so she is now in Sec 3. She is doing triple pure science, first class. She was in an average class, then she moved all the way to a first class because she knows that as long as she puts in her effort, right? Yeah, she can make it. Okay, so this is a story of my own children. Can? I'll share a bit more next time. I cannot one lesson tell you so many things. Then no more story to tell you in future. Okay, so identifying key points, we talk about this. Yeah. for those students who just received that document, I hope it is already opened up. You can print it out, keep it as your own notes, because that is something that your teacher probably will not have time in school to do all that review. Okay, good. Okay, we have Giselle here. Let me just mark the attendance first. All right. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so when you see any question, you are supposed to be identifying all the key points in it. Okay, you want to do well, you must know how to identify key points. Many students are not able to do that because they jump straight to the part question. Part A, what is it asking for? Then you look back into the original stem, then you start looking for the points and all, you're wasting time. Okay, you cannot do that. You must try to read the question properly. Now, your teacher in school would have asked you to underline, right? Underline all the key points. That is a good habit. If you're not doing it, you have to do it. Okay. Right now in this particular worksheet, I sent you for you to try. So when you read all these questions, you should have identified, a few grasshopper placed in plastic bag. See, it's in the first line. Then after that, she knew that all living things need air to survive. So put down living things need air to survive. Okay. Next one, she blew air into the plastic bag. She tied the mouth of the bag. See? So she blew air into plastic bag, tied the mouth of bag, then grasshopper died. See? The question actually said the grasshopper died after a short while. When you see these words here, all living things need air to survive. We can already tell. Okay, this topic is on living things and non-living things. Now, you are in P6 next year. I almost said P5, P6 next year. So you will have to be doing all these simple questions, simple topics in P3, P4, but the questions asked to you will be more difficult and more demanding. So they expect you to write more than what you have been writing. All right? Kaishin, so far okay? Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Giselle, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you receive the homework of last week?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. It's actually in the portal, but I'm going to send it to you. The rest of them have gotten it already. So let's see, Giselle, I'm just going to send it to you now. Look at the chat box, okay? You got it?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay, download that, open that up. Okay, because for that, you need to do a lot of work. So if I go straight to the page where you need to start doing the work, can you all identify together with me? It's classified as exercise 1. And last lesson, we did go through a few of these questions, right? Yeah, and then you all were supposed to type in. Now, what I want y'all to do is print out these questions. Okay, print out these questions. Okay,
I
and
don't
now
have printer.
you don't have printer, then you have to take your own exercise book. When you read, let's say these questions, right? Exercise 1, question 1. Now you will have like 5 points to write in, and then list down the chapter tested. So your exercise book, you can just write down question 1, key points and phrases, note down all those. I want you all to practice writing. Okay, don't just read and say, oh, I can identify is this point, this point, this point. Why? Because it will make a difference in your learning. Okay, it will be beneficial for you. You can do better in future. Writing down is important. This is what you need to know. In order to learn well, you need to involve as many as possible, all your senses. Okay, not just seeing, okay, not just writing, but you have to mix. Okay, if you can listen to music, it will be better. But what kind of music? Baroque music. Not all kinds of music are good. Then you listen to pop song, you start singing to the pop song and you forget about your work. Okay, so take note. This is the music that you should be listening to. Okay, so for this one, we went through together. Okay, and then y'all told me that, oh, this is about germination. You recall? We talked about this last lesson. So we talk about germination. Yep. Then these are the points that many of you also identify. Okay, then we have question 2 about Harvard now. Okay, so there are many materials here, P, Q, R, and S. So you are supposed to identify what's in